But for real, you know how many times I've heard real estate agents telling me that their kids bring them business? These kids, man, you go to school, you get all their parents, you get their teachers.
Yeah, because Chase go to school talking about yes to real estate.
Hello, everyone. This is Andre Barad with the Yes to Real Estate podcast show on CC Network. Super excited to be here today. Season number 2. The first episode we talked about partnership, and now we're taking it to the next level. So we have the one and only Michael here today. He's doing some amazing things. But before I bring Michael in, we clapping. So, but before I bring Michael in, a big shout out to my lovely wife, Joanne, who's one half of Yes to Real Estate. She's our interior, exterior designer. She does our staging. Joe, thank you so much for what you do to the business and for the business. And because of you, we're going to the next level. Thank you. My lovely son, Chase Joseph Barad. Been in the business for a good 3.5 years. He's 5 right now. So for all you guys think he was older, no, he's just 5. He's doing amazing things. Thank you, Chase, for what you're doing. And my lovely daughter, Skylar J. Barad. She's growing, developing in the business, and super excited. So, you know, I really love the kids.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case you didn't. So,
I love those kids. Love those kids.
You love those kids?
Yeah.
Okay. Also, the marketing team, Voss and Jenny. So when you see the videos, the clips, it's Voss and Jenny. Thank you guys so much for your effort into promoting Yes to Real Estate. These guys are all in with Yes to Real Estate. And our guest today, Michael, our marketing guy, our analytics guy. I tell people, before Michael came onto the team, we was hopping from shade tree to another shade tree to do our Yes to Real Estate field trip. But Michael brought the numbers, the analytics, and said, hey, you need to have food. The people need to sit down and drink. People were standing up. You remember that, Michael?
Yeah.
People were standing up at our field trip, and he brought sitting down AC along with Jazz. I said, you telling me that people don't want to stand outside and sweat? He said, no, Dre. According to the numbers and analytics, people want to sit in the AC. So thank you, Michael, for bringing the analytics part. And also Diamond, our GC, and our transaction coordinator. Diamond, she handles the paperwork, and she handles the clients when it comes to the new construction, right? So you're doing a new construction home, soft costs, hard costs. Diamond is overseeing that. Thank you, Diamond, for what you do. And my partner's Ashley. She's one half of Rush Green Properties, but also we have partnership with Yes to Real Estate, and we do a lot of flips, rehabs, and new construction together. So, Ashley, thank you for what you're doing. So, I want to bring in Michael. Michael, welcome to the stage.
Thank you. Happy to be here. I know we've been waiting on this for about a year now. So yeah. Excited to finally get to be here talking with you on the podcast. And yeah.
So season 2, I thought was very crucial because in season 2, we were talking about edifying and taking the brand, the business to the next level, right? Michael, for the millions of people who's watching, and the millions of people are right there, Mike. For the millions of people who are watching, I always like to start off why, how we met. So can you tell the millions of people how we met?
Yeah. So first I'll tell you kind of what I do a little bit. You guys have some context but I'm a marketing consultant, and I help.
One of the best.
Yeah, thank you. I'm a real estate marketing consultant, and I help agents save time on marketing, help them generate leads and referrals through content marketing like emails, events, and social media. And so me and Andre met was I saw him at an event at a concert, and followed the Yes to Real Estate brand after that on social media. And
what concert was it?
It was a Lecrae concert with Von Juan.
Shout out to Von Juan.
Yeah, so it was part of my bachelor weekend. So me and some boys went to the Lecrae concert, had a great time, and you spoke, and I was really impressed with what you had to say. That's why I love events, because you really get to build a relationship with people. You really get to show what your values are, and we had similar values, right? Yeah. So that's why I connected with you, and then saw about the field trips. So started watching, like, hey, what are these field trips? Went to the first field trip, I think in April. Actually, it was my first field trip. I think it might have been your 5th or 6th one. And was a great event, but I was like, this could be way better. Like you said, we was out there in a parking lot. It was like, I didn't know, it was chaotic. It was hot or it was cold, whatever the degree it was. And I was like, I just feel like this could be a lot better. And, you know, I have an experience in event marketing from, you know, my time out. You know, I had one of my first businesses. I did concerts and parties for college kids. So I was hosting events, so I know how to organize events. I'm a PK, so I've been going to church my whole life. So I've been organizing church events and youth group events for a long time. So I understand how to put an event together. And so reached out to you and was like, hey man, I don't think you could do this a lot better, and kind of laid it out for you. It was like, hey, first of all, you guys got to get some signups so you know how many people are coming. So let's get you on an Eventbrite, and then hey, let's survey these people and find out what they liked about it, what they didn't like, how can we make it better. So that's how it all started.
Yeah. So I remember when Michael and I met at the Lecrae event, and we spoke there, and you told me a little bit about what you can do, and I said, well, okay, let's meet up. How long from your first call to me stating, hey, let's meet up, did it actually happen? Because it's not like you called me and the next day we met up. How long did you?
Well, we didn't actually talk at the Lecrae concert. I just followed you, but we met at the field trip. We met at the field trip, and so there was probably about a good month and a half. So we met at the field trip. I got your phone number, and I was like, hey, I'm going to text you. I'm going to call you, and I did, and then you didn't answer. So then I followed up again, and finally I got you on the phone, and then it was scheduling. And so, yeah, it took us about a month because you know, you were so busy trying to actually get you in a room where I could sit down and talk to you.
Yeah.
And I was really thankful that you did. And I think, you know, I don't even remember what the conversation, how it happened to where you felt like I was worth your time. But I know I initially kind of was saying, hey, here's how I want to help you. And that's kind of how it all got started.
Yeah, I remember as if it happened today. I remember I said, well, come out to the new construction, right? Mm-hmm. We had the new construction stage. You came out, we sat down. And let me tell you this, everyone. Michael led with value. He seen the gap in what the brand was doing, and he came and said, hey, I believe that if you add this to what you're already doing, you're going to continue to grow. So when we sat down, he came from a position of, I would love to do this for you, and this for you, and this for you. And I guarantee if you implement this, your business will grow. I'm like, man, not one time did he approach me on a price or a number or anything. He came with value. Mm-hmm. For the millions of people out there, if you're looking to grow and take your business to the next level, and you know a particular person can help you as you can help them, lead with that.
Yeah, and I'll jump in there. And I think when, you know, we say value all the time, and it's really hard for people to decipher, hey, what does that mean? How can I actually implement that? And so here's a couple of principles that I think will help you get there. So at the time that I started this, I wasn't going into the conversation with Andre to start a real estate consulting business. I was literally going into it because I saw a need, I wanted to fill it, right? And so I've developed over the years, and thankfully because I was raised and some values that I had, I'm always thinking, how can I make the world around me better, right? So when you start to develop a mindset that said, hey, I'm here on this earth for a reason, and that reason is to help other people's lives be better. And ultimately, that's going to come around to help affect your life as well. And so when that's the first thing you go into with, hey, what's happening around me and how can I be purposeful with my life and my skills to impact other people? That's going to get you in a habit of naturally thinking, oh, I can add value to this person. And so that's something that naturally happens for me, but it happened over years of practicing it and just serving people for free. And now I'm not saying, hey, go out and do a bunch of stuff for free for people, but be intentional about the relationships that you have and how you can actually help someone's life be better with the skills that you have. So understand what it is that you're good at it, what you're good at, and what value you bring to the world and what passions you have, and then go and implement those.
That's amazing, because when you came and spoke in our meeting, after you was done speaking, I said, hey, I need you on like today. Mm-hmm. And then I asked you, how much will it cost? Right? Because here's another thing. If you are going to the right people and the right people see your value, they're going to bring up the cost. They're going to bring up, hey, okay, I see the value that you can bring. Now, how can I, in return, get that value from you, right? And then you start talking about the price and whatever. I had a question. I never asked you this question, but I think it'd be a perfect time for the millions of people watching. How did you know that I needed help, and number one, how did you know that I needed help? And number two, how did you come up with your approach on offering that help to me?
I mean, how did I know you needed help? Because I do events, I know I'm keenly aware of how the customer experience should feel. From perspective, because I go to events and I was hosting them myself. So I know when I go to an event, how I want to feel, how I want the whole interaction to happen. I know what feels good to me as a consumer. And then as someone who puts on events, I understand how challenging it is to make a good event. So I've been at the events where I'm stressed out and, you know, like the lights just went out or something just happened or there's a fire happening and you got to go out and put it out, metaphorical fires. But like, so I understood that. So that's how I knew. I was like, oh, I posted an event similar to this and I understand that like Andre is the only person facilitating this and there's 50 people here and everybody's trying to talk to him and there's you know, you got to get through the schedule and like, all right, I could tell you didn't know where some of the speakers were at. You were like, hey, where's Sasso at? And I was like, you know, so that told me immediately that you had to like talk to them and make sure they know where they need to be at. You know, it sounds like there's some really minute things that I had noticed immediately. And then the approach and how I came to you was, that's just from practice. That's just practice reaching out to people, offering them value, you know, offering to help people, you know, within my own family, you know, helping my mom with her business or helping so-and-so with this. Like, it's just kind of something that I feel like I've developed over the years and I would love to help people do it. Right. So, yeah.
Okay, well, let's kind of walk them through. What do you do? Let's talk a little bit about your company.
Yeah.
And what do you offer?
Yeah, so I offer consulting and content creation. Those are kind of the two big pieces, and then also project management. So our job is really identify what is the pain point that our client has, right? So we're working with real estate agents and real estate adjacent businesses, understanding, hey, what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? And then we create systems and content to help you get there. And so ultimately my philosophy is that I want agents to be omnipresent. And so when you're omnipresent, people are seeing you everywhere, right? So they're getting content from you on social media, they're getting content from you in emails, they're getting content from you in other forms. And then also I really think live events are super powerful. And so I'm always encouraging my clients to do that. And so with that, it takes a lot of time, right? Agents, you already have a lot of clients. You don't have time to do all this kind of stuff, right?
Right.
And so our job is to come in and to kind of make it easy for you to implement the different marketing things you need to grow, right? Identifying those pain points and doing it for you, right? So writing the emails for you or coordinating the videographer to do your content, but then also teaching you, hey, here's why this is valuable. And that's why you understand analytics. That's why you understand data, is because I didn't just do the event for you. I said, hey, here's why we need to do this and here's the data to support it. And so in that, I'm teaching you to understand what's happening. You know what I mean? The concepts, the marketing concepts that are important, which makes you a better business owner, makes you a better realtor because you can implement that in other parts of your business. So
no,
yeah.
that's true. Ever since you joined the team, analytics has been very crucial. I know one thing that you brought was, hey, Andre, you need to do more videos on educating the people.
Right.
And so once we start implementing that, our likes, our views starting to increase dramatically once we start doing more clips on educating the people.
Right.
Because of analytics, right? Why would a realtist or realtor need your service?
Yeah, I think two things. So one, if you are an established realtor, I think most real estate businesses are built off referrals.
Yeah.
Right. Most successful ones. You do a great service for someone, they tell their friends, their family, and that kind of creates this revolving door of clients, right?
Right.
So when a realtor gets to a certain point where they have enough business coming in, and maybe there's only so much you can do from a set of referrals, right? So to get to the next level, something else has to happen because you've only worked with so many people, and those people can have only so many conversations. And also you don't have any control on when those conversations happen, right? So you don't have any control over when someone moves, when that person asks their friend, hey, do you know a realtor, or when they see your social media content. So being able, it's really important to have a strategy for, hey, here's how I'm going to get myself in front of the people that I want to be in front of. And so being able to come up with a strategy for you to help you know, hey, who do you want to get in front of? And then really helping you create content to help you get in front of those people, to create attention, number one, so you can get their attention. Because I think one of the hardest things, and nowadays when we live in a world where there's so many things vying for people's attention.
Absolutely.
So being able to get your video in front of them, your email, them paying attention to what you're saying is so important. And then having the value, right? Being able to educate them, being able to do something that's going to help their life be better and ultimately get where they want to go, right? So even when it comes to real estate, when someone wants to buy or sell a house, buying and selling the house ultimately is not what they want. There's something else that they want.
That's
right?
so true.
I want to buy a house so I can have stability, so I can stop moving every year and bouncing from rent, apartment to apartment, right? Or hey, I want to move to be closer to my family, or I want to move to have a bigger house so our quality of life can be better with our kids, right? That's really what they want. So I think it's just important to understand, like, know who your audience are. And so that's how we help people. We help agents understand the data, understand their audience, and then create strategies to help them then go and get in front of those people so they can create referral opportunities and grow their business.
Yeah. And you recently did a video for me with my son and I, Chase, right? And he was standing next to me, and I asked him, son, how many properties do you have? He said, 10, right? But that video had over 1,000 views, and I had several referrals. So I had one lady call me who watched the video. She said, hey, I have a small son, and I love how you build rapport with your son. And she said, look, I'm looking to buy a house, and I want you to be my agent. I said, so what made you call? She said, your son. Your son is the one who made me call. That video you did with him, standing up, and he looking at you and say 10, right? Is the reason why I'm calling you.
Right.
Right. And because of that, when she buying a $400,000 house, which comes out to be around a $17,000 commission check. One video from Michael, because you told me to implement my kids more, to do a video on where we stand as far as rentals, and then include my son. Because I listened to you, Michael, my wife, because my wife just want to get the money, has $17,000, right?
You know why we did that, right?
Hi, I'm Stephen Thompson, and when I'm not DJing and giving people the vibes, I'm cultivating a community at Community Cultivation Network. We'd love to see you. We'd love to have you. We'd love for you to view our podcast. Not only are we the best, we're the best. And if you don't believe us, that's too bad. We love you. From here and everywhere else.
Now let's get back to cultivating community. Yes.
Why?
Because we understand who your audience is, right? Your audience is people who understand legacy when it comes to real estate. Your audience are people that are thinking about their kids. They're thinking about, hey, I want to buy real estate because of how it's gonna impact my family.
Yeah.
So that's why we want to incorporate your kids, not just because we want to have this cute little video. People, it tugs on the heartstrings. It does tug on the heartstrings. Chase is cute, right? So it's kind of like, it attracts people. Like, what is this kid talking about? This kid has 10 properties, what? You know what I mean? And so that's like, obviously it's something that gets attention, but then also it's the alignment of value and understanding who your audience is. Understanding that your audience are people who have kids, right? They're people who, their values align with you. And so that's why you got the phone call, because she said, oh, he cares about what I care about. I want to work with him.
And it shows.
Right. And we know that because we've been paying attention to the data. We've been looking at who are your clients. Like, we've been looking at it, right? And we've been like, we have the spreadsheets. We know who comes to the events, right? We know all those things. So it makes our content more effective, right? And it's not even about the views. Like, okay, 1,000 views to some people, that's not a lot. For us, that's all we need because we got $17,000. So whether we got 1,000 or 5, we got the $17,000 check. That's what matters.
We have the results. I was dealing with myself, right? Because bringing you onto the team, you and your team, it costs money, right?
Right.
And so I was talking to myself. I said, you know what? People tend to save money by saving money. They thinking they are saving money by saving money. So what do I mean? People think that, hey, if I don't bring you on and whatever your cost is, I'm saving that. By actuality, you're losing money by not spending money. Because by bringing you on, I'm able to align my thoughts and focus on building rapport, building relationship, and I don't have to think about marketing, right? So by bringing you on, yes, it cost me money, but actually I made more money because of what comes in return, which is more opportunity, leads, right? And then I get to focus on building the brand and the business. Well, what do you say to the people who say they do not need a marketing consultant?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple of things to think about that, right? Because every realtor is in different stages of their business, right? So practically every agent can't afford to do what we're doing, right? What you're able to do because of the business you've built, right? So when I think about who needs a marketing consultant, right? I think they're top producers, right? People who've kind of built an established business, like you're doing multiple closings a month. People who are, maybe you're leading a small team, maybe you're a small brokerage. You've generated business, right? You have a consistent, solid business, right? So I have a whole different set of recommendations for someone who is just starting out in real estate, or someone who is just trying to, you're just trying to scrap it together to get your next deal, right?
Well, what would you tell those people who just trying to scrap it together, but understand they still need
for people in that scenario? I would say, number one, you have to invest in education. So you don't know what you don't know, and you have to learn. Okay. So to build a referral-based business, you got to build relationships, right? And if you don't have those relationships, you got to learn how to create them. Okay. So for people that are in those scenarios, I think there are ways you can do that, right? The YouTube and Google University. If you can't afford to bring in a consultant, get on YouTube, get on Google, find the newsletters, find those resources, and I'll be putting out some content soon to kind of help people that are in that category. But once you've built an established business, the next thing is you have to save yourself time, right? And you have to be strategic with, hey, what am I doing with the time, and what am I doing with my marketing? Because if you're not doing that, you're leaving money on the table. If you're just relying on the referrals, like, hey, the business is going to come in, you're leaving money on the table, because there's people out here waiting for you to reach out to them, waiting for your attention. And if you don't have a strategy to get there, someone else is going to get it. And this business is too competitive to not have a strategy. This business is too competitive to not be prospecting. And if you don't have time to do that, you got to bring somebody in to help you with that. Or if you want to go to the next level, right? So if you're comfortable where you're at, you know what I mean? Yeah. Don't invest in that. But if you see more for yourself, you see more for your team, you need to save yourself time, you need a better strategy, something you can be confident in. Then yeah, I think I think you need some help, and I would love to be that person to help you.
Wow, PK is preaching. PK is preaching. So can you give us step by step on what your company can do and offer for someone who's looking to go to
so number one, we do a brand and marketing audit. So we want to understand what it is that's going on in your business. Where are the pain points? Where are your opportunities? Where are your strengths and weaknesses? That's number one. So I'm not going to just come in here and sell you a bunch of recommendations. I'm going to custom and tailor our strategies and what we do for you based on where you're at in your business.
So you're not a one-size-fits-all type of person.
No, we really create custom packages, right? And so that's really kind of, where I think our strengths are in a lot of real estate companies.
Very much so.
Sell you products that are maybe cheaper, right? You can get cheaper stuff, and they'll send you a whole package of emails or a whole package of video scripts, right? But those are things they're selling to thousands of people, right? It's not something that's specific to you and your business and your neighborhoods and where you're working, right? So that's kind of like what we do first. And then after that, we create a content strategy, right? So we look at, hey, who is your audience? We help you understand who is that are you trying to attract first-time home buyers? Do you want to attract a more luxury client? Do you want to attract an investor, right? Who is it that you're really trying to attract? Because agents that are doing a catch-all, I just want to work with everybody, you're really going to be a master of none. You're really not going to get anybody if you're trying to talk to everybody, right? So it's like, hey, find the 2 or 3 profiles of people that you think you help the best, and let's help show those people that you are the expert, and show those people what your values are so that you can align. And then we'll create content to help you do that, right?
Yes.
So whether that's social media content, whether that's email content, it's a combination of all of it. And events like you. We got an event. We do social media content, and we do emails, and we also got text messages, and all of that works together. It's a system that just keeps you in front of people, and it's strategic. We're not just being in front of them to be in front of them. It's being in front of them for a reason, right? So that's kind of I think that would be the answer to that question.
No, that's great. Yeah. I always love to give a real life case study of what happens when you bring the right person onto the team. So Mike, on our first Yes for Real Estate field trip with you. So remember, if you one of the OGs who's been to the Yes for Real Estate field trip from the beginning, we will go from shade tree to shade tree. And so our first field trip with Michael and his team overseeing everything, can you kind of elaborate on what you did for our first one with you leading the way?
Yeah, so what we did first is we just did an Eventbrite, which is I think a lot of people know about it. Andre just hadn't used it before as a resource you didn't really know that you could use. So educated on here's a free resource that we can use. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to get sign-ups. So we're going to people to sign up before they come to the event, right? So we're going to know how many people are going to come. We're going to get some basic information on them. So their phone number, their email address, and then also had some very basic questions like, hey, are you an experienced investor? I think one of the other questions was, how did you hear about it? Have you been to a field trip before? So that's just gathering data to learn who these people are.
Right.
And then what we also did is we had follow-up campaigns. So knowing that, hey, once they sign up for the event, we're then going to remind them, because people sign up for a free event and they're going to forget about it, right? So, hey, let's stay in front of them, remind them about the event. And then after the event, we're going to follow up with them again to find out what their experience was like. And that was where the money got made, right? That's when we found out they didn't want to be outside. That's when we found out they wanted
people love sweat.
We found out people want the community aspect. That was the most powerful thing. They want to feel like they're a part of a community. So that's why we hey, let's bring this inside. Let's get a DJ. Let's create this like an experience. Let's really get people together. That's what we learned from that. And then now we're following up with those people.
Yeah.
So these events are data almost from point we do these almost just to get the data.
Yeah.
Just to learn about the people. Obviously, there's a lot of great education people get. I got great relationships that get built, but we also get so much data and learn about people. And we got to learn that basically the Yes to Real Estate field trips were attracting new investors.
Yeah.
The majority of people who were coming, they're people who want to learn, right?
Yeah.
So now we have an ebook that teaches them how to invest in new construction.
Yeah.
So now we got a resource for all these people that want to learn. Cool. We got this resource for you, right?
Yeah. So by bringing on Michael, we brought the data. We had our first, when people came to our first one, we had drinks and food outside. We were bringing people in, checking them in. And then we finally had our first event at the event center here at CC Network with Jazz and her team. The first time ever being in the AC unit, right? And we had over 250 people. It was amazing. And it all started with Michael and his team analyzing and said, hey, this is what people want. You thought people wanted to come and sweat and sit down in the grass? No, people want to come and be a community inside the AC with chairs, food, environment, DJ. All of that came from you, Mike.
And we also learned that people are still ready to invest in education.
Yes.
Because the first couple of ones we did that were free, and then this last one we had a VIP package where they could sell, right?
Yeah.
And we sold out of the VIPs pretty quickly, and I was surprised by that because I didn't think I pushed back on you. I was like, hey, listen, I don't think people are gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But people did. People paid for it, and so I think people see the value in being educated and learning something they don't know, right? So that sets us up to kind of see, hey, is there other profit margins, other revenue generating things we can do to offer more education because people are willing to invest in that. And so, yeah.
And bringing Michael on, his team, allow Yes to Real Estate to stretch, right? Sometimes you can be in your comfort zone. And I was thinking, we just need a shade tree. And Michael no, you need more than a shade tree. People need to sit. People need to be in the AC. And he calls me to stretch the vision and bringing people on. If you bring the right people on, they will stretch you. Say stretch, right? And challenge you to go to the next level. So, Michael, I want to say thank you to you and your team. Thank you for believing in Yes or Real Estate, and thank you for being part and taking us to the next level. Can you share with the people how they can reach you and your lasting statement for the people?
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram at michael.arkitect marketing. Architect is spelled a little bit unique. It's ARKITECT. We'll probably have that in the show notes or somewhere.
Yeah.
You can follow me on Instagram. You can also go to my website at arkitectmarketing.com. That's where you can learn more about me and see some content that I put out. And yeah, I think just the most important thing that I want to impress upon real estate agents is to seek to give value to people and seek to help educate people beyond just the basics. I think we get a lot of agents are giving information that's like easy for first-time home buyers to consume, and it's easy content to create, but at some point you got to start creating more advanced content and really giving people the things they really need to know. And the only way you can do that is by understanding your audience. And so if anything, the rest of this year or whatever, this quarter, I want you to fully understand and be able to have the profiles for who your audience is, and be able to create content that speaks exactly to those specific people's problems. So that's all I got. So,
That's great.
Yeah.
So I want to challenge everyone. If you're looking for a marketing expert, call Michael. Give me your phone number one more time for the millions of people.
Phone number is 254-716-0978.
Get with an expert, okay? It pays to pay. Let me say that again. It pays to pay. Pay someone like Michael to handle the marketing so you can focus on other items to grow the business. I want to challenge the millions of people watching right now. We all go through a stage to where we are growing, right? And you're trying to figure it out. You're trying to see, should I invest here or should I put the money here, or how long it would be before I get my return back? I want to challenge you. When we brought Michael on that same day I sat down and talked with him, I knew that he was the guy that we needed to get to the next level. I knew I didn't know what I was doing. And I told Michael, I don't understand this marketing. I don't know what I'm doing, but I need help, and you are the right guy to do it. I said, I've been waiting on you. How many people are waiting on your marketing guy? This is your chance today. You've been waiting on that right marketing person to help take your business to the next level. Well, the wait is over. Michael had displayed and shared with us crucial ideas on how to elevate your business that you've been praying about. And your prayers has been answered. So thank you so much for saying yes to marketing. Thank you for saying yes to putting in the work to go to the next level. Thank you for saying yes to looking at analytics, understanding what's working and what's not working. Thank you for saying yes to I need help. And thank you for saying yes to real estate. See you at the top.
Hello, everyone. This is Andre Barra with the Yes to Real Estate podcast. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like, and check out our other episodes right here on the Community Cultivator Network and the Yes to Real Estate podcast. See you at the top.